Reed, what up, buddy? You want to work your team? I'll let you. Shout out to the Lost Boys. Y'all stay intact, all right? Peace right here in the building.
REED-BBS. BBS. Having picked Beterbiev, it would be very easy for me to sit here and pat myself on the back, to suck my own dick, trying to justify my prediction. But this ain't that channel, and that's not the fight that I saw. Let me elaborate. Rule of thumb for scoring a boxing match. When you think a round is hard to score, or quote unquote could have gone either way, then score that shit even. Score it even. Even rounds are criminally underutilized. We pressure ourselves as fans and pseudo judges. We pressure ourselves into forcing a round upon one guy or the other, when oftentimes neither motherfucker deserved the round. Score the shit even. And if you have an even round or 2 or 3 on your scorecard at the end of a 12-round fight, okay, and so fucking what? As for winning, losing, to me, if either man won, quote unquote, won the fight per se, it was Bivol. I came away more impressed with Bivol in the end. Why? Ring generalship. Now, it's hard for some of y'all to quantify and qualify what exactly ring generalship is. To me, it starts with the knowledge of a guy's preferred method of fighting. You know how this guy wants to fight. You know how this guy usually fights. Okay, is he being made to fight in a different way? Or is he fighting like he typically fights? His ability to execute that preferred method of fighting in a particular round, that's ring generalship. And with that said, it seemed to me the pace, the tempo, the flow, however you wish to word it, of most of the rounds, of the majority of the rounds, was to Bivol's liking. And again, I picked Beterbiev to win, mind you. Most of the fight was the kind of fight that Bivol would have wanted going in. Combinations, 1-2s, well-timed flurries, pull counters here and there, jabs for days, all while picking and choosing when to stand in front of Beterbiev and get his shots off. In a nutshell, the bout was more tactical than violent. And be honest, if someone had said to you before the fight, hey, look, man, this bout is going to be way more tactical than it will be violent, you would have said, okay, Bivol's going to win that fight. And that's the fight we saw, y'all. The bout was way more tactical than violent. The bout was more important historically than it was entertaining or crowd-pleasing. I'm hearing people call this a great fight, and oh my God, what an excellent fight. It wasn't a bad fight. I'm not saying it was a bad fight. But I've watched it twice now. It's not the most rewatchable fight I've ever seen. And I won't be in a rush to watch it a third time. Let's just put it that way. Bivol, he neutralized Beterbiev to a degree. And you could say Beterbiev is perhaps victimized by his own perfect record. Motherfucker walk in 20-0, 20 KOs. So just by going the distance, even if he had whooped Bivol's ass 12-zip, just by going the distance and sullying that perfect record somewhat, you could say he's victimized by that. Or you could say Bivol neutralized. Master of the well-timed lull. Bivol has a way of doing nothing, which he draws you into. He's just out of range. So, of course, you're not going to just fire dumb shots at him. And he's just moving. Or he's got that lead hand extended. He's baiting you with the lead hand. And a couple times he'd fire rights off of it because he sticks it out there so far and would occasionally jab to where he had Beterbiev expecting the lead hand, and then he'd get caught with a right hand. He would show the one, but instead throw the 2 of the 1-2. At other times, though, just keeping it a buck, Bivol was just moving, strictly moving exclusively, not engaging at all. You can even call it running if you want to. He was practicing the not get hit portion of hit and not get hit, which I mentioned in my pre-fight video. You can't just not get hit. You're missing the precursor. You're missing the hit portion. You're missing that part. And sure, Beterbiev, he seemed to be imposing his will slowly, surely, and for sure in the latter rounds, 10, 11, 12, what have you, the latter rounds, Beterbiev. No argument there. He was also showing good body work throughout the fight. And I'll even say this. That bout was a 15-rounder. Those last 3 rounds would have indeed been hell for Bivol. But it wasn't a 15-rounder. It wasn't. Shoe shine flurries. You can call them pity pat flurries. Those are landed shots. And those shots at least temporarily occupied Beterbiev. Neither man was more than stung, I would say. Nobody was hurt. Nobody was wobbled on the verge of being dropped or even remotely close to being stopped. It wasn't that type of fight. But those shoe shine flurries were occupying Beterbiev. He wasn't getting off as he was taking those blows. Then he would adjust, resume his attack. But you can't just ignore that. Oh, well, those was just pity pat. That didn't do nothing. It didn't even hurt him. Well, it hit him. It landed. Those are landed punches. Other times, Bivol was attempting to steal rounds with the shoe shine and the pity pat, which goes into the subjectivity. So if he landed 7 out of 10 punches in a pity pat flurry, but Beterbiev landed 2 thudding body shots, how do you judge that round? You know what I'm saying? The thing is, Beterbiev's his best shots were literally to Bivol's arms and gloves. Case in point, the bad bruising around Bivol's left eye, that was from getting punched through the gloves. He had his gloves up for defense. I'm not sure Beterbiev ever literally hit him in the eye with his glove to Bivol's eye. But Beterbiev punches so hard, he was hitting Bivol's gloves, which were protecting Bivol's own eye, and he still damaged his eye. It's actually awesome to see that. The shitty part of that is those aren't scorable blows. You can't count those as landed punches, despite the damage that was done. That's not how boxing is scored. All in all, neither man was happy with their performance. And I say that's because each of y'all was in the ring with the best motherfucker you ever faced. That's why. And shit happens. In this case, shit needs to happen again. Probably should have been a draw. Run it back for clarity again. I was kind of leaning towards Bivol. Maybe I lean towards the stylist, the boxer over the brawler in these type of fights. I don't know. It seemed to me that Bivol eked it, but I wasn't mad at all that Beterbiev got the decision. Again, probably should have been a draw. Run that shit back for clarity. This was the type of fight you hate to see either man lose. Either man lose an undefeated record, a title belt, a pound-for-pound ranking possibly, and a place in history. You hate to see either man lose out on that in a fight this nip and tough. So fortunately, His Excellency Turkey All-Out Sheik wants to run it back forthwith and immediately and indubitably. Let's do that shit. REED-BBS, BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television! Fred Sanford of the Mystic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.